Hey guys, today's video is super important because it's about keeping you safe with internet friends. As you may know, I post a lot of videos on international and online friends. I think that it's amazing being able to have friends from around the world. But just like you look both sides when you're about to cross a road, which you do every single day, you need to take precautions when you're making online friends. So today I'm going to be sharing with you what I do to be safe when I'm trying to make new internet friends. But understand that this is my opinion and this is just what I do. If you feel that you need to do some extra steps to be safer or that you don't need to be so cautious, by all means, but just be careful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that way you get notified whenever I post new friends videos. So the most important thing is telling your parents beforehand. Tell them that you're interested in making online friends, that you want to start using certain apps, and then maybe you're going to start talking to certain people. Because it's important that they know before something happens. I mean, nothing's going to happen, but just in case, because your parents have more experience in life in general, maybe not specifically online friends, but they know how to handle certain situations, and maybe they'll have some suggestions on different apps, or maybe talking to certain people. Maybe they don't want you to talk to older people or younger, or maybe just people from other countries. You never know, so it's important for them to know beforehand. Number 2 is to make sure that their apps that you're using are safe. Because there's so many apps to make international friends or online friends, but some are better than others. Some are better than others. Some just focus on having female users, that way you don't have to worry about having a creepy guy stalking you, and some do safety inspections. For example, the well-known Bumble BFF uses a Facebook account to verify that that person is who they're actually saying that they are. And that way you just have that extra protection. So just make sure that the apps that you're using are safe. So just do a quick little research. Usually in the app description it'll say so, but if not, just search online. And also read reviews. If you see people your age leaving bad reviews and saying certain things, then just stay out of it. My third tip is to limit your personal information. This is super important if you want to be safe with online friends or just online in general. Most apps ask you to write a brief bio about your interests and what you're like and what you like to do and all of that. And this helps you make more online friends, of course. But I would just recommend you to just put vague information. For example, I like to read, I like to play tennis, and that kind of stuff. Don't put your first and last name, don't put where you live, and don't put what school you go to, and all of that really personal information. Maybe later on, once you get to know that person, if you feel comfortable, you can let them know. But just don't let them know right off the bat, just in case. My fourth tip is to do a little bit of research. You don't have to go all stalker mode if you don't want to. I mean, if you do, I guess go ahead. But if you find someone that you feel you guys are bonding and that you are becoming friends, then I recommend you to do some research before you get too personal and before you tell them about your personal life and all of that. That could either be just going on Instagram or Facebook and making sure that what they're telling you matches what it has on Instagram. Maybe you can ask one of their friends or just searching up their name on Google. I mean, you can find a lot of info on the internet because you just want to be safe, and before you tell them about you, you want to make sure that they are, the right person. My fifth tip is to take things slow and to not rush anything. Even if you feel that you're becoming really close with someone and that you guys might become really good friends, still take precautions. Because it is online, so you're not really 100% sure that what they're telling you is the truth and all of that. So just when you guys are talking, talk about your interests, of course, about your favorite movies. Talk about just light topics. I have a video on things to talk about with your internet friends. I'll leave it up here in the information icon or in the description box down below. There I give you guys some suggestions, but just avoid talking about you and like your personal information or about your past or about where you live and that kind of stuff. Just be safe. Number 6, trust your instincts. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, you feel like the person is asking for too much info, or what you guys are talking about just isn't safe, then by all means, stop. And if you feel like you need to block them, then go ahead and block them. You just want to make sure that when you're talking to someone, you feel comfortable and that that little voice in your head is telling you that it's safe. If at any point it tells you to stop and that something's wrong, well then stop, because something's wrong. Because you might not realize it, but your subconscious might be picking up some warning signs that you might not realize, and that is why it's telling you that this situation isn't safe. And also trust your parents' instincts. Sometimes parents ask the kids to show them the messages every once in a while to make sure that everything is safe. And if your parents feel that something's going on and that something isn't right, then again, stop. And this is pretty obvious, but if at any point something does happen and you just don't feel safe or you feel threatened, tell your parents immediately. They're here to help you, and they'll help you figure out how to avoid the situation and what to do next. Now, if you want to meet your new friend in person, these are just some things that I recommend you to do to just be safe. Number 1, meet your new friend at a public place. Once again, you can't really trust someone who you've never met in person. So I recommend you to start meeting them at a busy place. That could be a restaurant, a cafe, a park, I don't know, but somewhere where there's a lot of people. And someone that has good intentions wouldn't object to this and might actually agree and want this as well. And even if you've already met your new friend before, still I recommend you to meet them at an outdoor place and somewhere that's pretty busy for the first 1 to 4 or 5 times, just to be safe. And don't get into any vehicles or any place where you're going to be alone with that person. Number 2, tell your parents, of course, and I would even recommend you to go with your parents. Because if you're a teenager, then you're most likely making a teenage internet friend. So I recommend for both of you guys to go with your parents. Because it's important to have an adult around when both of you guys are so young and don't know each other. Stranger alert! Number 3, talk before you meet up with them. So before you go somewhere to meet your new online friend face to face, I recommend you to at least call them or FaceTime them beforehand. That way you're able to know that they are who they say they are. Now, I don't recommend you to meet up with someone who you've just started talking to. I personally would wait a couple months, or at least until you feel comfortable. Number 4, keep the first meeting brief. So I recommend you for the first meeting to not hang out with them for an hour or 2, but instead 30 minutes, and even establish this before you hang out. So let them know that you're only available for 30 minutes. That way, if at any point you feel uninterested and you don't really want to hang out with them anymore, or you don't feel safe, or just something doesn't click, you know that in 30 minutes you're going to be able to go home. And then the last one is pretty obvious, but take your phone, because you never know if maybe you need to save their phone number, if you guys never exchange phone numbers, or if you need to call your parents to come pick you up, maybe a little bit earlier, or let them know that you're enjoying this and you want to stay a little bit longer. You never really know when you're going to need your phone, so just bring it. Well guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found it helpful and you're going to start using some of these tips to be safer with online friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that way you get notified whenever I post new friends videos. And just in case you haven't seen my other videos, I will leave them in the information icon up here and in the description box down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!